Okay, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. The President of the United States just told the Philadelphia Eagles to stay home. We don't need you today for our... we'll just celebrate the Super Bowl and national anthem without you. Many of the Philadelphia Eagles have said that they would not come. They would send a delegation. The Eagles organization said they would send a delegation in representation of the Philadelphia Eagles to be honored today by President Donald Trump for their Super Bowl victory. That being said, hold on just a second, folks. That being said, Trump said just stay home, okay? Just stay home. So let me ask you a question, and this goes into the President of the United States has had 8 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. So we're going to have to go through the Twitter deck because the President of the United States has gone off this morning. He's got really not a whole lot to do today, so he's tweeting like a madman. But today at 3 o'clock, he will play the national anthem. The national anthem will be played. There, right there is at the Rose Garden where they're going to have it or wherever. The national anthem will be played at 3. So will you stand today at 3 and place your hand over your heart with the President of the United States and say to hell with the Philadelphia Eagles? He will probably look over, Donald Trump will probably look over, they'll play the national anthem today at 3. No Eagles will be there. Probably put some empty eagle chairs up just so you can see. They'll have an eagle flyover. Where's my eagle? I know I'm going off. I know there will be an eagle flyover, okay? And they will play the national anthem, and then Trump will probably look at the band and say, play that again. I kind of liked it, okay? So Eagles will not be there. Now, let's see if we can go backwards here. 9 minutes ago, the President of the United States, before we get into our Bill Clinton segment. President of the United States 9 minutes ago. Get the vote out in California today for Representative Kevin McCarthy on all of the great GOP candidates for Congress. Keep our country out of the hands of high taxes, high crime, and Nancy Pelosi. You got to throw that in. Keep Nancy out. President, that was 9 minutes ago. 17 minutes ago, the President of the United States tweeted out, in high tax, high crime, California, be sure to get out and vote for Republican John Cox for governor. He will make a big difference. A recent poll in California said 50% of Californians in the Sacramento area, was it the Sacramento area? I'm not for sure. Or maybe the Bay Area, whichever one, said that they think they should leave there on account of their sanctuary state status and so on. Okay, 1 hour ago, President Donald Trump tweeted out, separating families at the border is the fault of bad legislation passed by the Democrats. Border security laws should be changed, but the Dems can't get their act together. Started the wall. They started the wall yesterday. Okay, this one was 1 hour ago. Eagles, kiss my eagle butt, my eagle feathers. Donald Trump said at NASCAR and champion Martin Truex Jr. were recently at the White House. It was a great day for a great sport. So, Eagles, kiss my patootie. I had Truex Jr. here. We had the car and everything. It was a great day. An hour ago, meeting in Singapore with North Korea will hopefully be the start of something big we will soon see, okay? It's moving right along. An hour ago, this is an hour ago. The Russian witch hunt, again from Donald J. Trump, the Russian witch hunt hoax continues, all because Jeff Sessions didn't tell me he was going to recuse himself. I would have quickly picked someone else. Oh, no, he's not back on kicking Sessions in the ass, is he? Yeah, he is. I would have quickly picked someone else. So much time, money wasted, 17 million so far, money wasted, so many lives ruined, and Sessions knew better than most that there was no collusion. Sessions knew this from the start. An hour ago, the president had nothing to do again, and he said, "We have had many championship teams recently at the White House, including the Chicago Cubs, Houston Astros, Pittsburgh Penguins, New England Patriots, Alabama and Clemson national champions, and many others. National anthem and more music today at 3 p.m. They're going to get jiggy with it at 3 p.m. National anthem, eagle or no eagle. 2 hours ago, he had nothing to do. We will proudly be playing the national anthem and other wonderful music celebrating our country today at 3 p.m. The White House with the United States Marine Band and the United States Army Chorus honoring America, NFL. No escaping to the locker room." Come on, folks, you gotta love it. You can't run in the locker room, guys. You can't escape in the locker room. NFL running in the locker room is copping out. Woo! The U.S., 2 hours ago, he had nothing to do, so he tweeted out, the U.S. has an increased economic value of more than $7 trillion since the election. Maybe the best economy in history of our country. Record job numbers. Nice. 2 hours ago, he had nothing to do, so he just sent this tweet out. What is taking so long with the Inspector General's report on crooked Hillary and slippery James Comey? What's going on? Why are you taking so long? It's crooked Hillary and slippery James. Numerous delays. Hope report is not being changed and made weaker. There are so many horrible things to tell. The public has the right to know. Transparency. We hope this report is not being watered down. We hope Andrew McCabe has not seen this report in any way whatsoever so that he can make his suggestions, okay? Okay, 10 hours ago, and we'll leave it there. This will be our last one. This is right before the president went to bed. The Philadelphia Eagles football team was invited to the White House. Unfortunately, only a small number of players decided to come, and we canceled the event. Staying in the locker room for playing of the national anthem is disrespectful to our country as kneeling. Sorry. So the President of the United States is seeing it the same way as BKP. I do not go for the NFL's new rule that if you just want to stay in the locker room, it's as bad as kneeling. If you don't come out of the locker room and you don't stand with the team, might as well be kneeling. Period. I agree with the President of the United States. I have not signed on to the NFL's new cowardly lion rule. Cowards. Cowards. Have you ever seen so many 350-pound giants, 6'5", that are cowards run in the locker room? That's exactly right. Lock that door. Make sure none of the cowards show up here. Anyhow, that is from the President of the United States. Now, the Democrats, I want to make this quick because we lost 25 minutes this morning. So I've got a couple other things I got to make sure of. Now, this time next week, do you realize this time next week, let's see, today is 6/5/2018. So on this time next week, Tuesday, will be the 12th. Do you realize the Korean War could be ended? Well, Democrats don't care. Okay, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, the Democrats have released this list of what the only thing they will accept from the President of the United States in these negotiations. These negotiations may take 6-8 months. What if they do? What if there has to be about 4 meetings to take back the decisions, see how they work, come back? Okay, what if? What if that's what we got to do? Democrats are so anti-American. And let me tell you how I know. Because right now the message to everyone should be, for next Tuesday, is that the Korean War could end. I know for some it's silly, okay? For some, really, that's the takeaway. Right now, we have 3 Korean Americans that were released that the President of the United States greeted as Mike Pompeo brought home from North Korea. Otto Warmbier, dead, arrived home, basically dead, a week later died, okay? And now the Korean War. See, we built the denuclearized zone down there on the border of North and South Korea for them to meet for this day. Back in the 60s, we built this. And Tuesday could be an actual peace treaty signing that will take the pressure off that border and will turn the troops that are facing each other around. You see, the Democrats do not want to acknowledge. To them, this is meaningless. Next Tuesday is meaningless. Okay? First things first, North and South Korea need to end the war. And that means China and the Americans need to accept that. Because China, if you do your research, lost thousands. American lives lost. There are troops turned to each other, facing each other from north and south on a daily basis because there's still a war and they're still in preparation mode in case they have to attack. As silly as you might think that sounds, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, it is real. It is a real danger that they live in every single day. So the Democrats, this is meaningless to them. But let me tell you who it's not meaningless to. It's not meaningless to the families of the 54,246 that died. 54,246 men and women that died in the Korean War. Americans. It's not meaningless to the 7,704 that remain missing. That's a big deal. That's a big deal to them. It's a big deal to America. It's just not a big deal to the Democrats. So somewhere out there, I know that we're still in a situation where there's the World War II vets, then there's the Korean War, okay, and then the Vietnam War vets. So there's still Korean War vets out there that are alive today that wear their Korean War hat when they go to the Memorial Day, Veterans Day, whatever they may be in, whatever parades. They're still there. And their families. And they still know that over 7,700 are unaccounted for in Korea. Maybe they're in North Korea, I don't know, today. So that being said, next Tuesday, Donald Trump may be able to bring peace to the Korean Peninsula. President Donald Trump is doing things in the region that Barack Obama could not do. That's why they are tore up. George W. Bush could not do. That's why they're tore up. George H. Bush could not do. William Jefferson Clinton could not do. They could not do this in this region. That's why they are tore slap up, as they would say. But Donald J. Trump, this time next week, we could have a peace treaty signed on the Korean Peninsula. Let's take a break because it's 9:30. When we come back, we're going to go straight, I'll tell you now, to the Bill Clinton video because he got a little angry yesterday. Him and Patterson, what's his name? The guy that writes the books. Anyhow, James Patterson, right? Is that the author? We'll be back right after these messages.
Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. The Tupelo Tea mission.
Folks, I'm back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, we're going to end with a video today before we get into the instant replay sports show. We're going to end today with a video that we want to have time for. We don't want you to miss, and we want you to stick around for. Okay, I think for me, it's a perfect close to the show. So let's go here. Bill Clinton yesterday, James Patterson put him up there. He's on NBC, and NBC, the Today Show or whatever, Bill Clinton and James Patterson are sitting there. And did I send you a picture of Bill? There they are. Okay. Bill Clinton and James Patterson, they're sitting there at NBC, and you know, Bill is so mad. He is burned up. They have written a new book together, James Patterson and Bill Clinton, and they're supposed to be doing a book tour, but they get sidetracked. Now, in this video, we're going to play just a little bit of it. There's 2 things. Watch the reaction of Bill Clinton. Listen to what he says. But then look at James Patterson look like, you know, what the hell? I'm supposed to be talking about a book. This happened 20 years ago. But let's play a little piece of this clip from yesterday with Bill Clinton.
A few days ago, in response to critics who have suggested that you should have resigned in the wake of the Lewinsky scandal, you said that you should not have. If you were president now, in 2018, with everything that's going on with the Me Too movement, how would you have approached the accusations differently? Well, I don't think it would be an issue because people would be using the facts instead of the imagined facts. If the facts were the same today, I wouldn't. In 1998, President Clinton shocked the world, first denying, then admitting to an affair with then White House intern Monica Lewinsky. The scandal launching a lengthy investigation that ended with Clinton becoming just the 2nd president ever to be impeached. You're asking, well, don't we have a right to change the rules? Yes, but you don't have a right to change the facts. Clinton says critics are now pouncing in light of the Me Too movement, but he stands by his decision to fight impeachment rather than resign. So a lot of the facts have been conveniently omitted to make the story work. But I think partly because they're frustrated that they got all these serious allegations against the current occupant of the Oval Office, and his voters don't seem to care. I think I did the right thing. I defended the Constitution. you think this president's been given a pass with regards to the women who have come forward and accused him of sexual misconduct?
Well, I think that, no, but it hadn't gotten anything like the coverage that you would expect.
President Trump has been accused by numerous women of inappropriate sexual behavior, all of which he denies.
I like the Me Too movement. It's way overdue. I think it doesn't mean I agree with everything. I still have some questions about some of the decisions which have been made.
This March, Monica Lewinsky penned an op-ed in Vanity Fair taking responsibility for her part in the scandal, but also admitting that years later she was diagnosed with PTSD from the unrelenting public scrutiny. One of the things that this Me Too era has done, it's forced a lot of women to speak out. One of those women, Monica Lewinsky, she wrote in an op-ed that the Me Too movement changed her view of sexual harassment. Quote, "He was my boss. He was the most powerful man on the planet. He was 27 years my senior. With enough life experience to know better, he was at the time at the pinnacle of his career while I was in my first job out of college." Looking back on what happened then, through the lens of Me Too now, do you think differently or feel more responsibility?
No, I felt terrible then, and I came to grips with it.
Did you ever apologize to him?
No, yes, and no.
Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Around the news, I don't want to call it news, fake media, whatever it may be, you're going to hear Nixon, you're going to hear Trump, you're going to hear Nixon, Trump, impeach, indict, president above the law. President lied to the American people about crafting the statement concerning the meeting with the Russian lawyer in Trump Tower. So on and so on and so on. All right. You're going to hear a parallel to Donald Trump lied to the American people and Bill Clinton lied to the American people and Bill Clinton got impeached. And I wish I did not have to come in here and spend my time trying to correct them or even have to go over this subject. But Richard Nixon, put him up. Richard Nixon, the Watergate scandal, whatever it may be, okay, fine. Here's Richard Milhouse Nixon, resigned, okay? Richard Milhouse Nixon was an unindicted co-conspirator, the report said. So the special counsel was able to, the special counsel was able to write indictments, indict people all through the Nixon administration, but he was unindictable. So that's why he was the unindicted when they finished the report co-conspirator. Now, Nixon had a choice. I think he wanted to resign for the good of the country and not put the country through anymore. At that time, you watched it 7 days a week on TV. They preempted your mother's soap opera. Oh, I don't know if you're about my age or a little older. You remember your mother loving Watergate because it came on at 11 in the morning and preempted her whole day. And whether you like it or not, and I'm not saying anything negative if your mom worked outside of the home, but I tell you what, my mom sure as hell didn't want to fold clothes at the same time she was watching. Was it Sam Muskie? Who the hell was it? The Watergate hearings on TV. That wasn't a happy time for housewives in America. I know I just crossed so many damn lines, you don't like it, but the truth just came out. Anyhow, so Richard Nixon, they put him through hell, but when he resigned, that switched to being able to be indicted. So here is the night that President Gerald Ford probably ended his political career, but for the good of the country. Play the video.
Finally, I feel that Richard Nixon and his loved ones have suffered enough and will continue to suffer no matter what I do, no matter what we as a great and good nation can do together to make his goal of peace come true. Now, therefore, I, Gerald R. Ford, President of the United States, pursuant to the pardon power conferred upon me by Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution, have granted, and by these presents do grant, a full, free, and absolute pardon unto Richard Nixon for all offenses against the United States which he, Richard Nixon, has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from July 20, 1969 through August 9, 1974.
One minute ago, in the last minute, 2 minutes now, President Donald J. Trump, just 2 minutes ago, probably watching the show, as has been stated by numerous legal scholars, I have absolute right to pardon myself, but why would I do that when I have done nothing wrong? In the meantime, the never-ending witch hunt led by 13 very angry, conflicted Democrats. I think there's 17 on the staff of Mueller and 13 are Democrats, and others continue into the midterms. So just 2 minutes ago, James Freeman of the Wall Street Journal, this is the best time ever to look for a job. Okay, so anyhow, so the President of the United States, you continue to hear that. I will wrap this up. Impeach. The articles of impeachment, no matter what Robert Mueller does, whether he can get the president indicted. First of all, let's be clear. The President of the United States, okay, has not sat down with Robert Mueller, okay? We have to remember that Bill Clinton came on TV, all right? Donald Trump has not come on TV. He's not looked at the American people and said anything, all right? Donald Trump, Bill Clinton came on TV and he looked at the camera and he said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, okay? He did that. He looked at you in the camera on TV. He did that. Period. Now, let's remember when he was telling the American people, I did not have sexual relationship with that woman. When he was telling you that, he is President of the United States of America. When he is telling you that, please, America, get back to the understanding the Oval Office is yours, and you are providing a place for the President of the United States that you elected to fulfill the duties to protect, care for, whatever, you, America, that's the Oval Office. It's not theirs. It's at any time is the Oval Office belong to them. It's where you have give them an opportunity to do the work of the people in the White House that you own, the people's house. Bill Clinton went in your house, in your living room, and asked a young lady to do what she did while sworn in under oath as President of the United States of America. All of these things that we are researching that happened, could have happened, would have happened, may have happened, are before he took office. Every bit of it. Now, Kenneth Starr interviewed the President of the United States. President of the United States lied to Kenneth Starr. Lied under oath. Very clearly. President of the United States, Bill Clinton, cannot practice law. Why? Because the rules under the state bar or under the Bar Association says you cannot practice law under these circumstances. They removed his ability to practice law, not the government. I mean, I don't think so. But he's not licensed to practice law. Then they sent his report. They did not indict him. Bill Clinton was not indicted for lying to the FBI. See, every single day, or the Kenneth Starr, every single day, Michael Flynn, somebody is brought up on charges of lying, okay, to the FBI special counsel. It's all the time. Bill Clinton was never brought up on charges. Bill Clinton's report was sent down to Congress, and the House of Representatives impeached him. It's articles of impeachment. So the House presents the articles of impeachment, and then the trial takes place. So they vote on the articles of impeachment over in the House of Representatives. And Bill Clinton was impeached in the House of Representatives. But when it went to trial, that's your indictment, damn it! That is your form of indictment, is the House of Representatives, articles of impeachment. That's your form of indictment. Then it goes to trial, it goes to the Senate. So just like all law enforcement proceedings that our founding fathers have set up, you have your indictment first. Well, the President of the United States cannot be indicted because he is over Department of Justice. So the way our system works, the indictment starts through if he's still in office. There's a big if. If he's still in office. If he's out of office, then you got to do what Gerald Ford did and pardon him, because now, as a private citizen, he can be indicted as a co-conspirator. So the Department of Justice can't bring these charges. The FBI can't bring these charges. They can't indict. They don't have the power to indict because the FBI and every one of them fall under the umbrella of the executive office. So the executive office gets indicted, if that's what you want to call it, by the House of Representatives with the articles of impeachment. When that's done, that's somewhat a indictment. Then that's moved over to a trial. The Senate. The Senate is the trial. They go through, they debate the articles of impeachment, aka to me, an indictment. Boom, then they vote on it. Okay, then they vote on it. And if the Senate votes in favor, then it's removed from office. Then once removed from office, they can be indicted because they're no longer under the Department of Justice. I mean, they're no longer over the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is now over them. And they can indict, and then that's when the need for a Gerald Ford to pardon would come in place. Yeah, I swear to God. So here is the thing. When it goes to the Senate, all right? So what happened with Bill Clinton? Let me close this up. I'm actually going to take a break and get started on something else. But I'm so tired of hearing impeach, indict, subpoena, all right? And who has all the powers? Let me tell you, why do you think the Constitution of the United States gives the end-all pardon power to the President of the United States? See, there's not a, if Congress doesn't like it, I need, Sesh D'Souza. D'Souza is pardoned. He's pardoned, okay? Period. It's the end. It's the top of the line. What is that? That is the highest legal justice, period. Make the decision on whether you're guilty or not. The President of the United States, the Constitution of the United States, gave the President that power. I mean, if somebody is in prison somewhere in the United States today. The President of the United States, whether you like it or not, no matter how bad an actor you call them, they are. They can put a thing, say, get me prisoner so-and-so in this prison today, get me the paperwork, put it in front of me, I'm getting them out. And they're out. Because the executive branch, Department of Justice, okay, Department of Justice, all right, FBI. Once the President of the United States moves under the Department of Justice as a private citizen, they now can indict. Until then, he's here. When he's here, it's got to go to Congress. It's got to be impeached. That's the articles of impeachment, aka similar to an indictment. Once that's done, it goes to the Senate. Senate votes. If the Senate votes, they remove it. Now, what happened to Bill Clinton, let's go to break, is the House of Representatives voted to impeach. That's sort of his indictment. But guess what? Indictments happen all the time that the Senate doesn't take up. What I'm saying is the court doesn't go to court. So there can be people get indicted all the time and it never goes to court. That's your Senate. So Bill Clinton basically never went to court. Senate never took it up, never tried it. So Bill Clinton finished out in disgrace, impeached with articles of impeachment on his presidency, but the Senate never took him to trial over it. So let me just say this. Bill Clinton suggests Trump would already face impeachment if he were a Democrat. No, he would not. Former President Bill Clinton suggested an impeachment process for the president Donald Trump would have set in motion by now if he were a Democrat. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's my belief. So Joe Scarborough has open season on conservatives, and they think it's a constitutional crisis. When we come back, we got so much more to talk about. Brian Kemp says he's neck and neck with Casey Cagle, and Casey Cagle says he's stretching the lead out. Who's telling the truth? I'm your host, BKP. Take us a break.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed